So back on the BSA, so it's running really well at the moment, which is great. The only issue is with the left-hand footrest. Having changed them recently to the original type of footrest, I thought it was okay, but actually having used it for a while now, the left-hand one is a problem. So the problem was, obviously I've taken the footrest off now, but this left-hand one, which should locate with this machine part here onto the frame, which has got a slot in it, should locate like so, which is fine, but the slots are actually worn, and so it rotates forwards, which has also the effect of canting it forward at a sort of jaunty angle, which isn't ideal. So I thought I'd get away with it by just tightening it up securely, but evidently not. It does actually twist in use. So I'm going to have to do something about this slack in the slot, which is partly down to the frame slot being worn, but also this isn't parallel either. So a combination of the two is just twisting too far. So I think I'm going to have to probably weld this up and remachine it down. But I need to work out exactly how to do that. I say these aren't parallel either. So maybe I should make the footrest fit the frame rather than trying to weld them both and then machine both to parallel or file it to parallel. That'd be a nightmare on the frame, but it should be relatively straightforward on this footrest. So I think I'll make this fit the frame and leave the frame as it is. So I think what I'm going to try for a start is only just use hot melt glue to take an impression of this worn frame lug. You can see that those two lines are definitely not parallel, and that's pushed back there and distinctly there as well. So yeah, we'll try and take an impression of that if this is going to work. The thing about this Ryobi gun, it tends to take a long time to warm up, and then when it's hot, it gets too hot. But should be okay. I just build it up steadily. So this hot melt glue idea did actually work pretty well. It's made quite a good impression. But having said that, I don't think it's much use to me really. So yeah, I'll see. So this is the left-hand footrest in the vise, and having looked at it and measured it slightly, it looks to me as if the I need some more metal on this side and this side, and that will kick the footrest back up right where it should be. So I'm going to weld it. I've got the welder out. If I put a bubble weld down here, a bubble weld there, what I really want is a wedge of new material on either side, and then I'll grind it back, file it back, and hopefully it'll fit better and more upright. That's going to be a more permanent solution, I think. So let's give that a go. So not looking too bad. I need to get this angle nice and sharp, which I'll have to do with a file, I think. I might try a cutting disc just to get the bulk off and then finish it off with a file. So I'm going to try and do this slightly scientifically, see if I can't actually mill this across the air. So I'm trying to get it set up at the right angle to give me 3.5 mil extra material on this corner and obviously on that corner as well. That's the original face and that's the original face. So I'll get it level on these two surfaces, get a milling cutter in here and take it from there. Okay, so this little milling machine drill thing just isn't up to it. So I've ended up just using an angle grinder and cutting disc, nice sharp edge, which does give me quite a sharp corner, and it's almost there now, just not quite in, but getting very close. Just going to put some glue on it because it sort of taps in with a hammer, but it's quite stiff. Trying to work out where it's actually rubbing. So it slides along the slot with a bit of help, but it's obviously a bit snug somewhere. Yeah, so it's catching here, which is where I've built it up on that side, and could be catching there as well. So I just snick that off with the angle grinder. Try again. Okay, so that is a nice snug fit in there now. It holds itself on without being bolted. And it just comes off again, but it's a nice sort of tight fit onto the lug on the frame. So that should certainly not, well, it certainly won't move from side to side, won't rotate anymore. So that's good. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so the other thing I've done is just build up this footrest slightly. This has got a little kick on the end to rest on the footrest, the fixed part of the footrest, and that was 24.5 mil across this dimension, and that was bringing it down slightly, so like that, which making the footrest sort of stick out at a funny angle. But I think now I've built it back up and ground it back to 26.75, so it's 2.25 mil more than it was, which I think should bring it back. Yeah, that's better. So it's now sticking out more sort of horizontal. Before it was say coming down that much further and just looked a bit odd, sticking out at a funny angle. So that's definitely better. In fact, I should probably have built it a bit more, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, in fact, I think I might do that. I've got the welder still out. I'll give it another millimetre or so. That should give me another mil or so. I'll just clean off the spatter and grind it back. Right, that's better. So build that up another millimetre or so, and that's now sticking out in exactly the right place. I think this fixed part has actually been bent sometime, but it's going to be a right pain trying to bend it back. I think it's SG iron, spheroidal graphite iron, or maybe some kind of steel. Going to be forging. It's certainly difficult to bend without heating it up, and I haven't got a decent mechanism for heating it up. So that'll do. I'll just get the spring back on. Well, I'll paint it first, and get the spring back on, and the rubber the rubber itself. Yeah, I've left this side slightly proud just to give it a bit more bearing surface on this edge, but otherwise it looks good. Right, okay, paint is dry on this now, so can stick it back on. So I should be able to get the spring back through with a piece of wire. Having done it this way last time. With a mole wrench, it's has worked really well. The torque is well over the end. Pull the wire out. And lastly, the footrest rubber back on. Good. Okay, so the fixed part of the footrest is now secure. It doesn't rotate round and it stays as vertical as it can. I think it's pretty much where it was originally. And with this extra bump on here, on the moving part, it sticks out in the correct angle rather than pointing forwards. So yeah, happy with that. So I think this footrest is actually bent. Let's say this fixed part, but so that's compensated for by this change to the moving part. So that'll be fine. Okay, thanks for watching.